Stop everything you are doing right now, for I have interrupted your timeline with a purpose that cannot be ignored. Do not look away from this screen, as this is not a random occurrence or a mere trick of the algorithm. It is a divine appointment, a sacred summons from the halls of eternity. I am the Alpha and the Omega, and I have come to speak to you about the very walls you live within and the spirit that dwells in your home. There is a shift happening in the spiritual atmosphere, and if you turn away now, you risk walking past the very decree that was meant to rescue your peace. I am standing at the threshold of your life with an urgent mandate, a heavenly scroll that has your name written upon it. Listen closely, for the whispers of the enemy have been loud, but my voice is louder, and I am here to silence the storm that has been raging against your household. You have felt the weight of the air, the heaviness in your rooms, and the nagging feeling that something is about to break. And I am here to tell you that it is indeed breaking, but not in the way you fear. This is the moment your restoration begins, and I require your full undivided attention, for what I am about to say will change the frequency of your life and the peace of your family forever. Before I reveal the profound blessing that is descending upon your dwelling and the specific instructions I have for your restoration, I ask you to declare your presence in this sacred space. Do not remain a silent observer while the gates of heaven are swinging open for you. Type "I am here, Lord" or 7007 in the comments right now to signal that your soul is awake and ready to receive what I am about to pour out. By doing this, you are opening the spiritual valves of your life to the flow of my grace and acknowledging that you are ready for a miracle. Furthermore, I invite you to join this growing army of light by pressing the like button and subscribing to this channel right now. This is not a mere click, it is a physical act of faith, a gesture that says you belong to my family and that you are in agreement with the movement of my spirit. When you like and subscribe, you are marking yourself as one who seeks my truth, and you are helping this light reach other weary souls who are trapped in the same darkness you are about to escape. Stand with me now, for the battle for your home is being won in this very moment of your obedience. Do not let this opportunity pass you by, for my timing is perfect, and you have been chosen to hear this for a reason that will soon be made manifest in your reality. My precious child, do not think for a moment that you are invisible to me or that your location is hidden from my sight. I do not merely watch from a distance. I know the exact coordinates of your weariness. I know the street name, the number on your door, and the specific creaks in the floorboards that only you hear in the dead of night. I have seen you sitting in that particular corner of your living room at 3 a.m., the shadows stretching long around you as you stare into the void, wondering if anyone truly understands the magnitude of what you are carrying. I was there when you leaned your head against the cold glass of the window, looking out at the flickering streetlights, searching for a sign, a glimmer of hope, or just a moment of respite from the thoughts that refuse to quiet down. Your home, which was meant to be a sanctuary, has felt like a fortress under siege. And I have seen every crack in the walls where the enemy has tried to seep in. I know the heavy atmosphere that greets you when you turn the key in the lock, the way the air seems to thicken with unresolved tensions and unspoken fears that linger in the hallway. You are not just a number in a crowd. You are a soul I have meticulously crafted, and I have registered every sigh and every heavy breath you have taken within those four walls. I see the way you look at the piles of bills on the kitchen table, the way your heart sinks when you see the numbers that don't seem to add up, and the silent pleas you send upward when you think no one is listening. I know the specific chair where you sit when you feel the most defeated, and I have been sitting right there beside you even when the darkness made it impossible for you to feel my presence. The address of your pain is written on the palms of my hands. I have seen the tears you wiped away quickly before anyone else walked into the room, and I have heard the screams of your heart that never made it past your lips. Your struggle is not hidden from me. I have watched the way you try to arrange the furniture of your life to hide the stains of regret and the dust of disappointment. But I want you to know that I love you in the mess. I love you in the middle of the chaos that has invaded your private sanctuary. I am the God who sees, and I am telling you now that the siege is being lifted. The shadows that have claimed ownership over your corners are being chased away by the light of the morning star. You are not forgotten in that house. You are being watched over with a love that is fierce and unrelenting. Every inch of your home is under my gaze, and I am moving through your rooms even now, identifying every area that needs my touch of restoration and my shield of protection. I am aware of the memories that haunt certain rooms, the echoes of arguments that seem to vibrate in the air long after the voices have stopped. I know the places in your home where you feel the most vulnerable, and I am stationing my heavenly guards at those very points. You have felt like your home was no longer your own, as if an uninvited guest of anxiety had taken up permanent residence in your guest room. But I am here to serve an eviction notice to every spirit of heaviness that has dared to cross your threshold. I know your address, not just the one on your mail, but the address of your soul's deepest longing for peace. I have counted the nights you spent pacing the floor, and I have bottled every tear that fell onto your carpet. Nothing is lost in my kingdom. This place where you have suffered will become the place where you are celebrated. The very rooms that have seen your lowest moments are about to witness my highest glory. Trust me, for I am already walking through your hallways, clearing the path for the blessing that is already at your door. My child, I have walked through the silence of your bedroom during those hours when the rest of the world is dreaming, but you are trapped in the nightmare of your own thoughts. I have seen the way you clench your jaw and squeeze your eyes shut, trying to stop the flood of what-ifs and how-longs that threaten to drown your spirit. I have watched you reach out in the darkness, feeling as though you are grasping at thin air, searching for a hand to hold, or a sign that you are not drifting away into a sea of insignificance. Your pillow has become an altar where you have sacrificed your sleep, your comfort, and your peace. Every drop of salt that has stained that fabric is known to me. I do not look at your tears as a sign of weakness, but as a language of the soul that I understand perfectly. You have felt so profoundly alone, as if you were the only person on this earth carrying a burden of this magnitude, but I tell you now, I have been the unseen presence on the other side of that bed. I have been the warmth in the blanket when the chill of loneliness tried to settle in your bones. You are not a burden to me. Your cries are not an annoyance to the creator of the universe. I am the Father who stays awake so that you can eventually find rest. There are screams that you have kept locked behind your teeth, fearing that if you let them out, you might never be able to stop. These are the silent screams of a soul that is tired of being strong, tired of being the one everyone else leans on, and tired of being the one who has to figure everything out. I have heard those soundless echoes vibrating through your spirit. I have heard you whisper into the darkness, "I can't do this another day, and Lord, where are you?" Even when you felt like my silence was an answer of abandonment, it was actually the silence of a father watching over a sleeping child, or a midwife waiting for the right moment to help you give birth to your breakthrough. You have been carrying the weight of your family, your finances, and your future on shoulders that were never meant to bear it all alone. I am here to take the heavy end of that cross. I am here to breathe my life into your lungs when the air feels too thin to survive. Do not be ashamed of your exhaustion, for even in your weariness, you are becoming a masterpiece of endurance. Your silent prayers, those broken fragments of sentences that you couldn't even finish because of the sobbing, have reached the highest throne of heaven. You often feel that because no human saw your struggle, it didn't count, or that your pain has no value. But I tell you, those hidden moments of agonizing faith are the most precious to me. When you choose to trust me while your eyes are blurred with tears, you are displaying a strength that makes the foundations of darkness tremble. You have been in a season of hiddenness where it feels like you are being buried rather than planted. But I am the gardener of your soul, and I know the difference. I am preparing to bring you out of the shadows. The tears that soaked your pillow will be replaced by the oil of joy. The silent screams will be transformed into songs of deliverance that you will sing in the light of day. I am restoring the years that the locusts of depression and loneliness have eaten. Your home will no longer be a place of quiet desperation, but a house of resounding praise. Rest now, my beloved, for the one who watches over you neither slumbers nor sleeps. I have taken your hand, and I will not let go. I have watched you all day, my child. I saw the way you forced a smile at the office, the way you laughed at a joke you didn't find funny just to keep the peace, and the way you told everyone I'm fine when your soul was screaming for help. I saw you walking through the grocery store aisles with a heavy heart, pretending to be just another face in the crowd, performing the role of someone who has it all together. But then the moment arrived, the moment you stepped through your front door and turned the lock. I saw your shoulders drop instantly. I saw the bag fall from your hand as the weight of the world finally came crashing down on you in the hallway. In that sacred private space, the mask you wear for the world finally fell away, revealing the raw, exhausted, and beautiful soul that I love so dearly. You don't have to perform for me. You don't have to maintain an image of ironclad strength when you are crumbling into dust inside. I was there in the kitchen when you leaned against the counter, unable to even begin making dinner because the simple act of existing felt like an impossible task. I see the version of you that no one else is allowed to see, and I want you to know that this version, the tired, broken, and authentic you, is the one I am closest to. I do not require your perfection. I only desire your presence. I have stood beside you during those long, agonizing hours when the house is quiet and the world outside has gone still, but you are sitting at the table with your head in your hands, surrounded by bills and reminders of what you lack. I have watched you do the math over and over again, your eyes burning from the blue light of a screen or the harsh glow of a lamp, trying to stretch what you have to cover what you need, only to find that the numbers don't match the reality of your stress. I see the anxiety that grips your chest like a physical hand when you think about the next month, the next week, or even the next day. You feel like a failure because the abundant life seems so far from your current struggle, and you wonder if you have somehow missed my blessing. But listen to my voice. Your worth is not measured by the balance in your bank account or the stability of your career. I was there in the heavy silence when you realized you couldn't do it on your own. I am the God of the overflow, and I am not blind to the scarcity that frightens you. I see the pressure you are under to provide, to keep up appearances, and to stay afloat while the waves of debt and demand keep crashing over your head. You have been holding your breath for so long, but I am here to tell you that in my presence it is finally safe to breathe. Do not be ashamed of the moments when you collapse onto the floor because the burden is too heavy. It is in that very collapse that you fall into my arms. You think you are falling apart, but I am actually pulling you into alignment. Every time you have cried out in the privacy of your bathroom, every time you have looked at your reflection and didn't recognize the person staring back because of the weariness in their eyes, I was there whispering that you are still my chosen one. The world sees your mask, but I see your heart, and I am more moved by your honest brokenness than by any polished prayer. The walls of your home have witnessed your lowest points, but they are also about to witness your greatest transformation. I am shifting the atmosphere of your household from one of survival to one of revival. You have been a warrior in disguise for too long, and now I am calling you to be a child who is cared for. Lay down the heavy armor you've been wearing to protect yourself from the world's judgment. Inside these walls you are safe, you are seen, and you are being restored by the hand of the one who knows you best. You have often wondered, my child, why the space that should be your most sacred sanctuary has recently felt like a combat zone. You walk into your living room and instead of peace, you feel an inexplicable tension vibrating in the air. You look at the people you love most, your spouse, your children, your parents, and you find yourself wondering why every small conversation turns into a spark that ignites a fire. I want to pull back the veil and show you the truth. What you are experiencing is not just a clash of personalities or the stress of a long day. You are standing in the middle of a spiritual war that has moved its front lines into your home. The enemy does not always attack with a loud roar. Often he attacks through the subtle whispers of irritation, the cold silence in the hallway, and the sharp words that leave wounds long after the argument has ended. These moments of friction are not accidental. They are calculated strikes designed to erode the foundations of your joy and to make you feel like a stranger in your own house. The living room where laughter and connection should flow has become a place where you walk on eggshells, fearing the next explosion. Understand this, my beloved, the enemy of your soul is a thief, and his primary target is the unity of your household. He knows that a house divided against itself cannot stand, and so he sows seeds of misunderstanding and resentment in the soil of your daily life. He uses the pressure of finances, the exhaustion of work, and the fatigue of your spirit to make you see your loved ones as opponents rather than partners. When you find yourself arguing over things that don't truly matter, it is because there is a spirit of discord trying to take up residence in your furniture and your conversations. I have seen you sitting on that sofa feeling 1,000 miles away from the person sitting right next to you. I have seen the way the atmosphere thickens with things unsaid, creating a wall that seems impossible to climb. But I am revealing this to you now so that you can stop fighting against flesh and blood and start recognizing the true source of the conflict. This is not about who forgot to do the dishes or who spent too much money. It is about a spiritual intruder trying to steal the peace that I have already bequeathed to you. I am calling you to be the watchman of your own home. You have been fighting these battles with human weapons, with logic, with shouting, or with withdrawal. But those weapons will never win a spiritual war. It is time to change your strategy. I am opening your eyes to see that the chaos in your home is a distraction meant to keep you from hearing my voice and fulfilling the destiny I have for your family. The enemy is terrified of a home that is in one accord, for such a home is a powerhouse of prayer and a gateway for my glory. That is why the attacks have been so persistent. But I am here to tell you that the authority to clear this battlefield belongs to you. You do not have to accept the atmosphere of gloom or the cycle of contention. I am giving you the spiritual discernment to see the traps before they are sprung. From this moment on, look past the anger of those around you and see the woundedness and the spiritual pressure they are under. When you respond with the peace that I give you, you are not being weak. You are deploying the most powerful weapon in my armory. The battlefield of your living room is about to be transformed into a throne room of my presence, where the only thing that vibrates in the air is the sound of my love and the strength of your restored unity. Listen closely, my child, for I am revealing the invisible architects of the chaos you have been enduring. Behind the arguments, the empty bank accounts, and the racing thoughts are three specific spirits that have been sent to blockade your destiny. The first is the spirit of division. This is the shadow that whispers in your ear, making you doubt the intentions of those who love you most. It turns a simple request into an insult and a quiet evening into a cold war. This spirit thrives on the noise of the unspoken, filling the gaps in your communication with bitterness and pride. It wants you to feel like an island, isolated and misunderstood, so that you will stop praying with others and start fighting against them. But I am telling you today that person you are angry with is not your enemy. The spirit of division is the intruder. It has been trying to dismantle the power of your togetherness because it knows that when two or more of you agree in my name, there is nothing on this earth that can stop the breakthrough I have planned. I am breaking the power of that wedge right now, and I am melting the walls of resentment that have been built around your heart. The second intruder is the spirit of lack. This spirit is a master of distraction, using the weight of financial pressure to blind you to my abundance. It whispers that there will never be enough, not enough time, not enough money, not enough energy, and not enough love. It creates a poverty of the soul that makes you live in a constant state of survival, counting every penny with a trembling hand and waking up with a knot of dread in your stomach. This spirit wants you to believe that your provision depends solely on your own struggling, forcing you to look at the ground instead of looking up at me, your source. It has been stealing your sleep and your creativity by keeping you locked in the cycle of barely making it. But I am the God who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and I am exposing this spirit of insufficiency for the liar it is. You were not created to live in a state of perpetual deficit. I am even now shifting your perspective from the scarcity of the world to the overflowing storehouses of my kingdom. The third and most paralyzing intruder is the spirit of fear. This is the atmosphere of anxiety that has settled over your home like a thick gray fog. It is the spirit that makes you fear the phone ringing, fear the mail arriving, and fear the future before it has even happened. It feeds on what-ifs, painting terrifying pictures of failure and abandonment in your mind. This spirit of fear is designed to keep you stationary, preventing you from stepping into the doors I am opening for you. It tells you that it is too late, that you are too broken, or that the worst-case scenario is inevitable. But I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I am breathing my peace into your hallways, the kind of peace that surpasses all human understanding. Recognize these three shadows: division, lack, and fear, not to be afraid of them, but to realize they are not a part of you. They are foreign objects that do not belong in your temple. I am shining my holy light into every room, and as I do, these spirits must flee. They cannot inhabit the same space as my glory, and my glory is arriving at your door this very hour. My beloved child, you have asked me in the quiet moments of your despair, why me? Why is my home the target of such relentless storms? Why does it feel like I am fighting a battle that never ends? Hear my voice now, for I am revealing a truth that will turn your mourning into a dance of victory. The enemy does not attack empty houses. He does not waste his arrows on those who carry no weight in my kingdom. The reason your home has been the center of this spiritual conflict is not because you have failed, but because of the immense light that dwells within you. You are a threat to the darkness. You carry a royal seed, a divine assignment that has the power to break chains for generations to come. The enemy sees the royal light radiating from your spirit, and he is terrified of what will happen when you fully realize who you are in me. You were chosen for this specific battle because I have placed within you a strength that can withstand the fire, a resilience that can turn a desert into a garden, and a faith that can move mountains. You are the chosen one for your family line, the one I have anointed to stand in the gap and say no further. This brings me to the revelation: you must hold on to your life as a beacon, and your home is intended to be a lighthouse for others who are lost at sea. When you look at your struggles, do not see them as a punishment. See them as a testimony in the making. I am refining you not to break you, but to make you fireproof. As you stand in this truth, I invite you now to make a physical move of spiritual alignment. If you can feel my spirit stirring within you, take a moment to press the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is not for the world. This is a sign between you and me that you are joining this army of light and that you are choosing to stay connected to the source of my word. By doing this, you are telling the atmosphere that you are no longer a victim but a victor who is part of a global family of believers. This act of agreement signals to the heavens that you are ready to receive the fullness of the protection I am pouring out upon those who call upon my name. As you commit yourself to this path, remember the decree that was written long ago, yet speaks so clearly to your situation today. You must decide within your heart, just as the great leaders of old did, that regardless of what the world around you chooses, you have set your course. Speak it into the atmosphere of your hallway. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. This is not just a beautiful sentiment, it is a legal document in the spiritual realm that revokes the enemy's right to your peace. When you make this declaration, I back it with all the authority of heaven. You are the gatekeeper of your home, and because you belong to me, your house is a territory of the kingdom of God. The struggles you have faced were merely the training ground for the authority you are now beginning to exercise. You are being built into a fortress that cannot be shaken, and the light within you will soon be so bright that no shadow will dare to linger in your presence. You are my chosen vessel, and through your home I will demonstrate my power and my unfailing love to a watching world. I stand today as the supreme judge of all creation, and I am calling a formal end to the harassment you have endured within your own walls. For too long, the accuser has brought charges against your household, claiming that because of your past mistakes or the sins of those who walked these floors before you, he has a legal right to your joy and your peace. But I am reaching down into the spiritual archives of your life this very moment, and I am pulling out every document of debt, every scroll of shame, and every decree of destruction that has been filed against your name. I am dipping my pen into the ink of my eternal grace, and I am writing "canceled" in bold, sovereign letters across every single one of them. The legal right of the enemy to occupy your thoughts and your rooms is hereby revoked. The lease that anxiety has held over your mind has expired. The squatter's rights that depression has claimed in your bedroom are terminated this very second. You are no longer under the jurisdiction of darkness. You have been translated into the kingdom of my light, and in my kingdom the enemy has no standing, no voice, and no authority to touch what is mine. I am specifically addressing the physical ground where you stand, and the very address where your mail is delivered. I cancel every curse that has been spoken over your property, whether it was whispered in secret or shouted in anger. I break the power of every negative word that has been uttered within those walls by previous inhabitants, by visitors with ill intent, or even by yourself in moments of deep despair. If there were seeds of poverty, divorce, or sickness sown into the spiritual soil of your home, I uproot them now by the power of my word. I am cleansing the atmosphere of your kitchen, your bathrooms, and your closets. No longer will your home be a place where negativity can take root or find a hiding place. I am changing the spiritual access codes to your household, and I am deleting the permissions the enemy has used to enter your dreams and steal your rest. Every assignment of lack that was intended to keep you in a state of perpetual struggle is being dismantled by my heavenly hosts. I am putting a hedge of fire around your property lines, and I am declaring that from this day forward, this ground is holy. Hear me clearly, my child. No weapon formed against your house, your finances, or your children shall be able to prosper. This is not a mere wish. It is a divine decree from the throne of grace that cannot be overturned. I am restoring the boundary lines that have been blurred by the enemy's intrusion, and I am placing my signet ring upon your doorpost. From this moment on, when you enter your home, you are entering a sanctuary that is protected by the legions of heaven. Every decree of failure that was meant to stop your family's progress is being replaced with a decree of divine favor. I am opening the windows of heaven over your roof and pouring out a blessing of peace that you will not have room enough to contain. The clouds of confusion are parting, and the sun of my righteousness is rising with healing in its wings for every person who dwells under your roof. The enemy may have had a season of disruption, but my era of restoration has begun, and it will not be stopped by any power in heaven or on earth. Your address is now marked by the seal of my protection, and you shall dwell in the safety of my shadow. Prepare your heart, my beloved, for I am initiating a 21-day cycle of divine transformation that will physically and spiritually alter the landscape of your life. This is not a human schedule, nor is it a coincidence of timing. It is a celestial realignment designed specifically for your restoration. Within the next 21 days, you will begin to notice the very air in your home growing lighter, as if a heavy invisible curtain of fog is finally being drawn back to reveal the morning sun. The rooms where you once felt the most suffocated by the weight of anxiety will become the very places where you find your deepest breaths and your most profound peace. I am moving through your hallways even now, room by room, systematically dismantling the strongholds of heavy-heartedness that have lingered for far too long. You have felt as though you were living in a house of mourning, even when there was no funeral. But I am turning that atmosphere into a house of preparation. This 21-day window is a period of sanctification where I am clearing out the old stagnant energies of failure and making room for the fresh wind of my spirit to blow through every open window and every closed heart. Watch closely as the atmosphere of your home shifts from a place of constant conflict to a place of divine consultation. Where there were once sharp retorts, bitter accusations, and the sound of slamming doors, there will be a new supernatural softness in the tone of voices and a newfound willingness to listen with the heart. I am placing my hand upon the spirits of those who dwell with you, softening the hardened soil of their hearts so that the seeds of my love can finally take root. By the end of this 21-day cycle, the very walls of your home will seem to radiate a peace that surpasses all human logic. You will walk into your kitchen and feel a sudden sense of gratitude instead of the usual dread of chores or the crushing weight of lack. You will sit in your living room and find that the urge to argue has been replaced by a quiet, settled contentment. This is the work of my sovereign hands, a supernatural remodeling of the unseen environment that surrounds you. This shift is intentional, and it is irreversible as long as you keep your heart turned toward me and my promises. During these 21 days, I am paying special attention to the hours of your night, for I am the God who gives songs in the darkness. The bedroom, which has been a place of tossing, turning, and silent weeping, is being reconsecrated as a place of holy restorative rest. I am sweeping away the nightmares, the racing thoughts, and the paralyzing fear of the future that has plagued your sleep. By the time this season concludes, you will wake up each morning feeling a vigor, a joy, and a clarity of mind that you haven't known in many years. The tears that have been your only companions in the dark will be dried forever by the warmth of my presence. I am turning your waiting room into a throne room. You will start to see that you are no longer just surviving within your house. You are reigning in it. Believe in this process, for I am the God who makes all things new, and I am starting with the very ground beneath your feet. The shift has already begun. Keep your eyes open, count the days, and watch my glory unfold in the places where you once felt the most defeated. As you walk through this 21-day season of transition, I am providing you with divine markers to assure you that my hand is actively moving behind the veil of the visible world. Around the seventh day of this journey, pay close attention to the sound of your own home and the notifications that reach your hand. 7 is the number of my completion, and on this day I am beginning to break the long, painful silences that have acted like walls between you and those you love. You will see a sudden, unexpected softening in a relationship that you thought was beyond repair. It might come as a text message that finally breathes peace, a phone call from someone who has been distant, or a simple, humble conversation in your kitchen that clears the air of years of resentment. This is not a coincidence. It is my spirit melting the ice of the past. Look for the sign of the peace offering, a small gesture from another that signals the siege on your emotions is ending. I am resetting the frequency of your interactions so that harmony becomes the default state of your household rather than the exception. When you see this sign, do not question it. Embrace it as the first fruits of the total restoration I have promised you. As you reach the 14th day, the marker of double completion and spiritual witness, I am shifting my focus toward your external circumstances and the provisions that have been held back by the enemy's blockades. During this window, I am orchestrating a divine surprise that will address the areas of lack that have caused you so much sleeplessness. You may receive news of a resource you had forgotten, a sudden resolution to a lingering administrative or legal burden, or a professional opportunity that seems to come out of nowhere. I am opening the storehouses of heaven to provide exactly what you need to stabilize the foundation of your home. Furthermore, I will send a confirmation through the mouth of a stranger, someone who knows nothing of your private tears or your secret prayers. They will speak a word, perhaps in passing at a store, or through a message that perfectly mirrors what I am telling you right now. This is my way of putting a heavenly stamp on this prophecy, so you know without a shadow of a doubt that it is I, the Lord your God, who is speaking to you. These signs are not the end of the blessing, but the evidence that the tide has fully turned in your favor. If you believe that I am already aligning these signs for your eyes to see, I urge you now to speak your faith into the digital atmosphere. Type, "I believe," or 777 in the comments to signal your readiness to witness my power in action. By doing so, you are activating your spiritual senses to recognize these markers when they appear. Do not let doubt steal your anticipation, for I am a God of my word, and I take delight in confirming my promises to those who watch with expectancy. As you see the sign on the 7th day and the manifestation on the 14th day, let your heart be encouraged. You are no longer drifting, you are being steered by the captain of your soul toward a shore of abundance and peace. These signs are the breadcrumbs I am leaving on the path to your total breakthrough. Keep your heart open and your spirit alert, for I am doing a new thing, and even now it is springing forth. Your home is no longer a place of mystery and dread, but a place of evidence and glory. My child, now that you have recognized the battle and seen the signs of my movement, it is time for you to partner with me in the physical world to complete the sanctification of your home. Your dwelling is not merely a collection of wood, brick, and stone. It is a temple intended to house my presence. I am calling you to look at your environment with new spiritual eyes. Start by clearing the physical clutter that has accumulated in the corners of your rooms. For often the disorder in your surroundings reflects the chaos in your soul. As you move through your house, visualize me walking beside you, cleaning away not just the dust of the world, but the residues of past arguments and the shadows of old grief. I want you to open your windows and let the fresh air carry away the stagnant energy of the seasons of struggle. This is a prophetic act of faith, a declaration that you are making room for the new thing I am doing. When you intentionally organize your space, you are telling the spirit of confusion that it no longer has a place to hide. Your home is being transformed into a sanctuary where my peace can settle and rest undisturbed. I want you to fill the atmosphere of your rooms with the sound of my praise. Let the melodies of worship music play softly in the background of your daily life, even when you are not consciously listening. Sound is a frequency, and the frequency of worship is a barrier that the enemy cannot penetrate. When the air is thick with songs that glorify my name, the spirits of anxiety and lack find it impossible to stay. This is how you build a wall of fire around your household. Furthermore, I am instructing you to place my written word upon your walls. Let the scriptures be the first things your eyes see when you wake up, and the last things you contemplate before you sleep. Whether you write them on small notes or hang them as art, these words are living seeds that will take root in the spirit of your home. By doing this, you are literally marking your territory with the truth of my promises. You are reclaiming every square inch of your property and declaring it to be a zone of divine influence, where only my will is permitted to manifest. Remember that you are the priest of your own household, and I have given you the authority to set the tone of your environment. As you go about these simple acts of sanctification, do so with a heart of radical gratitude. Thank me for the roof over your head, the bed that supports you, and the food in your pantry, no matter how humble they may seem right now. This gratitude acts as a powerful magnet for the greater blessings I am preparing to release. When you treat your home as a sacred temple, it attracts the host of heaven to stand guard over your sleep and your waking hours. Your kitchen will become a place of miraculous provision. Your living room will become a place of deep connection, and your bedroom will become a place of divine revelation. I am sanctifying your sanctuary today, turning what was once a site of struggle into a headquarters for my glory. You are not just living in a house. You are dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, and no plague shall come near your dwelling. My child, it is time for you to realize the immense power I have placed in your hands. You are not a helpless observer in your own home. You are the designated gatekeeper of your domain. I have given you the spiritual keys to the gates of your household, and I am calling you to wake up to the authority that carries your name in the heavens. For too long, you have allowed the spirit of fear, the spirit of lack, and the spirit of discord to walk through your front door as if they owned the place. You have stood by while uninvited shadows took up residence in your guest rooms and darkened your dinner table. But today I am reminding you that you are the one who decides what is permitted to stay and what is commanded to leave. When you stand at your threshold, you are not just standing on wood and stone. You are standing on a spiritual boundary line. From this moment on, you must realize that nothing can enter your sanctuary without your consent. I have anointed your hands to lock the doors against the darkness and to swing them wide open for the light. You are the sovereign ruler of this piece of earth I have entrusted to you, and the legions of heaven are waiting for your voice to back up your decrees. Think of your words and your thoughts as the guards at the gate. Every time you speak a word of doubt or a complaint of lack, you are inadvertently lowering the drawbridge for the enemy to enter. But every time you speak my promises, you are raising a shield of fire that no shadow can penetrate. I am calling you to be vigilant, my beloved. Be mindful of the conversations you allow in your kitchen, the images you allow on your screens, and the thoughts you allow to linger in your mind as you lie in bed at night. You have the power to say no to the spirit of heaviness. You have the power to say enough to the cycles of generational struggle that have tried to claim your children. I have placed a mantle of protection upon you, and as you walk through your rooms, I want you to feel the weight of this royal authority. You are the one who sets the spiritual temperature of your home. If you want peace, you must command it. If you want joy, you must invite it. You are no longer waiting for a miracle to happen to you. You are the vessel through which the miracle is being manifest in your house right now. Remember the ancient promise I made to those who make me their dwelling place. I have declared that no evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague or disaster come near your dwelling. This is not just a beautiful verse from a book. It is your current reality and your legal shield in the spirit realm. Because you have aligned your heart with mine, I have dispatched my angels to keep charge over you and your entire household. They are stationed at your windows. They are patrolling your hallways, and they are standing guard at your bedside while you sleep. But these heavenly hosts respond to the frequency of your faith. When you stand as the gatekeeper and declare my word over your family, you release their power to act on your behalf. No disaster, no sickness, and no spiritual weapon designed to destroy your peace will be able to cross the line you have drawn in the spirit. You are the guardian of the sanctuary I have given you. Stand tall, my chosen one, for the power that raised the stars is pulsating within you. You are the gatekeeper, and under my watch your house shall be a fortress of unfailing strength and eternal light. My child, look around your rooms once more, but do not see them through the lens of your past fatigue. See them as the birthplace of your new identity. This home, which was once a site of struggle and silent weeping, is being upgraded into a divine strategy center. Every tear you shed on these floors was a seed, and every night of endurance was a lesson in spiritual warfare. I have used the pressure within these walls to build a character in you that can handle the weight of the massive blessings that are now arriving. You are no longer just living here. You are being launched from here. I am turning your kitchen table into a place of inspired ideas and your living room into a sanctuary for heavenly vision. The enemy thought he was trapping you in this house, but I was actually training you in this fortress. You have learned how to pray when things look impossible, how to trust when the cupboards are bare, and how to love when your heart is heavy. These are the credentials of a leader in my kingdom. This house is no longer a place of survival. It is the headquarters of your victory. From this moment on, your address is synonymous with divine intervention. I am making your home a beacon that people will notice even from the outside. They will walk past your door and feel a sudden, inexplicable sense of peace, wondering what is different about this place. Your household will become a living testimony of my restorative power. Where there was once the stench of bitterness, there will be the fragrance of my presence. This home is becoming a place of strategy where I will whisper the plans for your future, the blueprints for your business, and the keys to your family's prosperity. You will wake up with clarity, knowing exactly what steps to take because the clutter of the spiritual war has been cleared away. This is the new era I am ushering in. Your rooms are being sanctified as a place where miracles are birthed and then carried out into the world. You have been faithful in the little things and the hidden moments of struggle behind closed doors. And now I am going to reward you openly. Your home is the launchpad for a destiny that is far bigger than you ever imagined. It is no longer just a shelter. It is a sacred ground where I reveal my secrets to my chosen one. The struggle you endured was the soil, but the harvest is your purpose. From this day forward, do not call this house a place of pain. Call it the house of the chosen. Call it the gate of heaven. Every time you cross the threshold, remember that you are stepping into a territory that is governed by my laws of abundance and protection. You are entering a season where your home will be the source of your greatest joy and the foundation of your greatest achievements. The peace you have fought for within these walls will now follow you wherever you go, affecting your workplace, your community, and your future. You have passed the test of the storm, and now you are entering the season of the sun. Rest in the knowledge that your home is secure, your strategy is divine, and your victory is complete. The transformation is not just coming, it is already here, pulsing in the very air you breathe. You have survived the refining fire, and now you shall shine with the radiance of a house that is truly home to the King of Kings. Now, my beloved, the time has come to place the final unbreakable seal upon your dwelling. I want you to close your eyes and visualize my presence moving through your front door like a pillar of brilliant golden light. As I enter, every shadow that is hidden in your entryway is instantly dissolved. I speak to the air in your living room. I command all discord, all misunderstanding, and every vibration of anger to cease. I wash the walls of this room with the water of my spirit, erasing the memories of every harsh word and every cold silence. I decree that this room is now a sanctuary of connection where my peace sits on every chair and my joy fills every corner. I place a seal of holy fire upon the threshold of this house. Nothing that carries the seed of destruction or the spirit of division shall ever be permitted to cross this line again. From this moment, your home is a territory of the kingdom of heaven, and it is governed by the law of my love. We move now into the heart of your home, your kitchen and your dining space. I lay my hand upon your table and I declare a permanent end to the spirit of lack and the anxiety of insufficiency. I sanctify every meal prepared here, turning your food into medicine and your water into a blessing. I decree that your cupboards shall never be empty and your needs shall always be met by the riches of my glory. I break the curse of the barely enough and I release the anointing of the more than enough. Let the laughter of your family return to this table. I seal your finances with my royal signet ring, ensuring that the devourer cannot touch your provision. Every bill is covered, every debt is being dismantled, and every resource you need is being funneled toward this address. Your kitchen is no longer a place of stress, but a station of my divine supply and miraculous multiplication. Finally, I step into your bedroom, your most private altar of rest. I sweep away the remnants of every tear-soaked night and every hour of agonizing insomnia. I place my hand upon your pillow and I command your mind to be still. I decree that your sleep shall be sweet, deep, and restorative. I station my most powerful warrior angels at the four corners of your bed, creating a canopy of protection that no nightmare can penetrate. In this room, I will speak to you in dreams and give you the blueprints for your future. I heal the wounds of your heart as you sleep, and I renew your strength for the dawning of each new day. I close this prayer by sealing your entire address with the blood of the Lamb and the fire of my holiness. It is done. The siege is over, your home is mine, and you are safe within it. Type Amen or it is done in the comments right now to lock this blessing into your life forever. My beloved child, you have sat in my presence and allowed my word to wash over the foundations of your life. You have received the blueprints for your restoration and the seal of my protection upon your home. But remember this eternal truth: a river only remains fresh and life-giving when it flows outward. I have not poured this grace into you so that it would stop at your doorstep. I am calling you now to be a vessel of my light, not just a reservoir. There are others even now who are sitting in the same darkness you once inhabited, staring at the same shadows of despair and feeling the same weight of the enemy's siege. I am asking you to be the messenger who carries this torch to them. When you share this message, you are not just sending a video, you are extending a lifeline. I am looking for those who will stand with me to protect the homes of the weary and the brokenhearted. Be a part of my divine movement. Share this word with at least 3 people who come to your mind right now, those who are struggling in their marriages, their finances, or their mental peace. As you act to protect their houses, I promise to place a double portion of my favor upon yours. This is the law of the kingdom. What you sow into the lives of others, I will manifest in your own life with an overflowing measure. By sharing this light, you are activating a cycle of double restoration. Just as I restored Job when he prayed for his friends, I will restore your losses, your peace, and your joy twofold, because you chose to think of others in the midst of your own transformation. You are now an ambassador of the heavens, and your home is the embassy from which my grace radiates. Do not let the enemy whisper that your voice does not matter. Every time you spread this word, you are tearing down a stronghold in someone else's living room and building a monument to my glory. You are the spark that will start a fire of revival in your community, and I am watching with great joy as you step into this royal assignment. The blessings that are coming to you in the next 21 days are just the beginning of a lifetime of walking in my abundance. Now, as we conclude this sacred appointment, I ask you to perform your final acts of faith, to lock this prophecy into your reality. If you have not yet joined this family of believers, press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now. This is your permanent commitment to stay in the flow of my current revelation. This act of agreement signals to the spiritual realm that you are a dedicated soldier in the army of light. Finally, I want you to type "done" or 888 in the comments to signal that you have received this message, shared the light, and are ready for your new beginning. By writing this, you are putting the final seal on the contract of your restoration. The mouth of the Lord has spoken it, and my hand shall surely perform it. Go now in peace, for your home is protected, your future is secure, and my love will never leave you. It is finished. It is done. Amen.